Live from Hollywood Productions Amsterdam. Tonight's guest is very special. He's here. Let's see. I'm connected to United States. Where is he? Let's see. Waiting for him. Boom, 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 boom.
Pharaoh,
Whoa!
what's up, man?
Nice to see you.
Good to see you again, brother.
Wow. So we are very excited.
Hey, buddy, how you doing, man?
Hello,
Good to see you again.
good.
So we were just talking about your movies, like the Die Hard 4 and of course That Wish. That was really interesting. And first, before we start, I just want to show a small clip from That Wish, and then we will start our chat for tonight. I think that will be really interesting.
I'll see you. Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
that was interesting. I just stopped it and just we will go back again in the best scene actually. So it was really great to have you here with us actually. So
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
so now we see you.
Now we know who are you. Wow.
Eric, welcome to Hollywood Productions Live Chats, Corona Diaries.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it, man.
So guys, thanks for watching us. This is Eric Boarque. So he's a great guy and he did many projects. So he will tell by himself now everything about his life. And he started with Die Hard 4, which is also one of my favorite movie, actually from Die Hard series, Live Free or Die Hard. So can you tell a little bit about it, Eric? How you started this journey? And because you are very, similar. You are double. So this is really crazy because what we say, you are the stand-in photo double of Bruce Willis.
Correct.
In all these movie projects, and actually we love all his films. Later we will see, and also behind you I see also another film of him, the nice one. Actually, I think that was the movie Once Upon a Time in Venice.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, so can we go back to Die Hard 4 and can you tell a little bit who you are and how did you start the movie business?
I know we only have about, 25 minutes or whatever, but I'll give it to you in a quick version.
But don't worry about the time. We can pass a little bit time, our limit, no problem.
Okay. Yeah. I started in film back in about 1999 and started on some small projects. I had some 8x10s made up way back before the internet. So we had to, get some photos made up and then try to send them out in the mail and hopefully somebody would, notice the photo and, invite you in for a visit. And, but it took me a long time to get in with Bruce. It took me 6 or 7 years to actually land my first gig with him. So it was a long, frustrating at times journey, a lot of ups and downs. I got on a couple of movie sets. I started with I don't know if you remember HBO's The Wire.
Yep.
It ran for about 5 seasons. I worked a couple of episodes in season 2.
Eric, because I also you did the TV shows like The Wire from HBO and also The Blacklist.
Yeah, I worked on the very first episode of The Blacklist before it really blew up. Nobody really knew much about it. It was so it was actually the first episode, and I got to stand in. I can't even remember the guy's name now. It's been so long, but it was a good experience. We shot down in Washington, D.C., really beautiful sites down on the Lincoln Memorial, and used to be called the Museum next to the Canadian Embassy. We were on top of the roof. Just beautiful scenery. But so I've worked on various projects, different shows, Ladder 49, A Shot in the Heart, another HBO project. So there were different projects that I worked over the years before I actually landed my first gig with Bruce. I had a couple of close calls with Bruce Willis. Back in 2000, I had some photos that were sent in, and I got an audition for the film Unbreakable. And I was super excited to get the call to come in for an audition, and it didn't actually go the way I had planned it to go. So they kind of passed on me for the movie. But it's kind of funny because I have a 20-year journey, not with Bruce, but in the film industry. Six of the years rather were leading me up to connecting with Bruce Willis. So it was a roller coaster ride. I had a lot of close calls. Like I said, I had an audition for Unbreakable. And then while I was there to see the casting agent, there's probably about 10 people there that were there also to go in to visit with the casting agent. And, everybody kept staring at me. So I felt really uncomfortable. I was just extremely nervous to be there. But, the more they stared, the more I kind of, buried my head in my hands and just kind of tried to hide for a few minutes. And, but anyway, this one particular guy got up. He came over to me. He said, Look, I don't mean to keep staring at you, man. He said, but from your profile, you're a spitting image of Bruce. So
yep.
I'm here. I know this woman that you're here to visit. He said, I do a lot of voiceover work for her. He said, here's my business card. I'll be in touch. I'd like to do a commercial with you. So I was like, all right, cool. So, I went on back. I did my thing with the casting director and, just kind of left. And I mean, before I left, I said, are you guys going to call me or how does this work? Because I didn't know anything about auditioning or didn't really have any experience leading up to that point. So long story short, I did not get the stand-in photo double position for Bruce. So I was a little hurt. So that was pretty much like that was like my first taste of some rejection. So but that wasn't the last time I would go through that. So it was a lot of ups and downs and close calls. So I ended up getting a call from that guy about a year later, from the guy that I met in the casting director's office. And I went up to his house and we shot this commercial. The guy's name is Joel Gibbs, and he does a lot of voiceover, like I was telling you earlier. So he and his partner, they did these funny car commercials. Said they were well known in the area that they lived in the state of New Jersey. So they were kind of a spinoff of Dan Aykroyd and Steve Martin, the Wild and Crazy Guys.
Yep.
So anyway, we shot this Sixth Sense commercial.
Oh.
And they brought a kid in that he was almost identical to the boy in the movie. So they shot me from the profile, and it was the scene where the kid's scared to death and he's hiding under his covers and he wants to tell the doctor what his secret is. So anyway, we shot this commercial. It aired in New Jersey. Like I said, about a year later, after the Unbreakable movie came out, the casting director that I went to meet with, she saw the commercial. She got on the phone and called Joel Gibbs, and she said, where did you find this guy? He was right there in your office. You met him that day. You missed him. So it was kind of a bittersweet type thing for me. Not that I was trying to get back at anybody, but that, I somebody finally noticed a little bit about me. There you go. So, but anyway, and then a couple years later, I worked on Ladder 49. I had worked on a couple of films leading up to Ladder 49. So I got a chance to work with, just briefly with one of my favorite actors, John Travolta.
Wow.
And
That
Robert
is Ladder 49, huh?
Oh man, it was that was a great cast, a lot of talent. John Travolta, Robert Patrick, Morris Chestnut, Joaquin Phoenix, who just won the Oscar for the Joker.
Yeah, crazy. Very nice.
Great guy. Great guy. Excellent at one of my favorite actors, besides Bruce, you know. But so anyway, it's funny because each set that I would work on, somebody would always make a comment, man, this guy looks like Bruce Willis, you know, or they would come up to me, hey, Bruce, you need to come back to Hollywood with us, man. You need to do something. So at that point, I didn't have any connections to Bruce. You know, I mean, he has a tight circle, and he's got this pretty much the same core of people around him. And so, it's not easy to kind of penetrate, his circle or whatever. So eventually, like I said, just a lot of hard work and persistence, because I knew I had something, I just didn't know how to get to it. And so every set that I would work on, somebody would make comments about my resemblance to Bruce. So the funny thing was the particular scene that I worked on, I was a wedding guest to Joaquin Phoenix and his family in the film Ladder 49. So in between takes, they actually put me like a couple of seats next to John Travolta, and then Robert Patrick was sitting right next to me. And I was nervous because, I grew up as a kid watching, Welcome Back, Kotter with Travolta, and, the Terminator films with Robert Patrick. Awesome movies, amazing actors. And I'll never forget Robert looking at me, and then he turned to John and he said, hey, John, look at this guy, man. He looks just like Willis. He looks like Bruce. So John looks at me, and then I was like really nervous. So I just kind of like started looking around. I was just, so nervous, but they made me feel comfortable. And then basically before long, the whole set started calling me Bruce. So I thought for sure that I would get some kind of connection because of who these guys were. And I actually did. I won't mention any names, but I did have a guy. Yeah, that was a heck of a movie. Yeah, I'm glad to be a part of that. And the funny thing is, my daughter is married to a guy that's actually a Baltimore City fireman. So he's thrilled to have me as his father-in-law, and I'm thrilled to have him as my son-in-law. Very proud of him.
So you should connect to Chicago Fire.
Yeah, well, that's another story. I never worked on that, but I did work with a couple people that have worked on that series. So, but anyway, so this one fella, he hey man, get some 8x10s made up, and we'll get your name in there, and we'll try to get you connected to Bruce. And I was so excited that I felt like I finally had an opportunity to connect with him and get my photo out there so they could at least see me. And but then that fell through. So for another year I walked around with kind of hurt feelings and a little rejection. And there was something that was like burning on the inside of me to get to that to be able to get that opportunity. Because like I said, I know I had something. I just didn't know how to connect. So it's a lot of excitement, a lot of close calls, but then there was a lot of rejection. And there was a couple of times I got to the point where I was just ready to throw the towel in and say, forget it, I'm done. I've had it. And then I'll go out to the store and 10 people will say, you know who you look like? If I had a dime for every time somebody said that, I'd be a wealthy man now. over all these years. It's been a lot. So
Yeah, I can. Of course, you know.
so anyway, I mean, my journey, it's a long journey, but it was a dream of mine to work with Bruce. I've always been a fan of Bruce. I love all his movies, especially the Die Hard films.
And then you found yourself in Die Hard 4. This is really
I
nice.
mean, it was so amazing for me, Beryl.
And Eric, these pictures are from Die Hard 4?
Yeah, that was on the set of Die Hard. That was actually, they were making me up to go down to there's a scene in the movie where Bruce is he's got law enforcement on the phone, and they're back and forth, and then the terrorists blow up the Capitol, which they really didn't do that. They just hacked all the computers and made it look like they blew the Capitol up. So that scene is they shot me over the shoulder.
Okay.
Down in D.C., and the Capitol was actually in front of me. So it was a really cool shot, you know, over the shoulder, the Capitol. And so I'm talking back and forth on the phone with the guy, and then it explodes, which it really didn't. But I mean, it was just, it took me a long time to get with him. But when I you know, landing that job with him on Die Hard was the most amazing.
And this is you, by the way?
Yeah, that's me. There's see, a lot of those shots, you know, they can use me in profile shots, over the shoulder, maybe some far away up front shots. And I love to do the acting. I mean, it's just it's amazing to be able to work with Bruce and do a lot of the things that he does. I mean, it's like I said, it took me years. I know I keep saying the same thing over, but just the feelings that I had when I finally landed that gig. Because let me back up just a second for you real quick. I also got hired on a film called Hostage.
Yeah.
That was an excellent movie. And I actually flew out to L.A. and got hired on the spot to double Bruce Willis in that film. Only to be told the next day after I got to L.A. that the director decided to go with somebody that he knew. And so I was just really, I mean, really, you know, that was pretty much it for me. I think at that point I was ready to give up and quit. But the interesting thing about it, Vero, is one of the first ADs, first assistant directors on that movie, he remembered me from Hostage. He actually was first AD on Die Hard 4, Live Free or Die Hard.
Yep.
And when they all showed up in Baltimore City, and I showed up on the set, and he hands down, he never forgot me. So you know, I was worried because when I showed up for the audition, the go-see is what they call it. There was a couple other dudes that showed up, bald head, and so I was thinking, oh, here we go again. I got competition, and you know, we'll see what happens this time. But Bruce's stylist, his wardrobe lady, she came out, she saw me, and she was like, basically, she told me, don't worry about a thing. You're going to get the part doubling Bruce and Live Free or Die Hard. So it was the most amazing thing for me to finally, after all that time, to be able to get that opportunity to work with him. So just a little backstory.
Yeah, that was all interesting, you know, because we were real curious, you know, how it works and how it was. Of course, I see now we showed Eli Roth, so we see you, you know, the director from Death Wish. And
yeah, Eli's a great dude. He's an excellent director. He likes a lot of blood. I don't know if you remember that movie, but there's blood everywhere.
Yeah. Also, we work with all the cast from Hostel, the horror movie, you know, so we know him very well, actually, you know. And the remake of, you know, the Death Wish, I mean, it's really cool. I already like the original ones, you know, from Charles Bronson. And of course, this was also really interesting. And, you know, which we see it, and, you know, it was a good job, man. So this was really interesting also. The movie was a lot of blood, the revenge story, you know.
that was a pretty cool scene. Before Bruce snatches that guy right there, we were at the bar, and I don't know if you remember the scene. The guy, he's acting like he's making ringing Bruce up or something. I can't remember exactly, but he starts dialing on his phone one of the other bad guys, and then Bruce sees him in the mirror, and then the guy turns around and lays his hands on the
Exactly.
bar, and so that was actually me taking a dart and jamming this guy, which I didn't jam him for real. I mean, it was a retractable type rubber dart.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it was creepy because the arm was actually a mold and a cast of Hugh Jackman's arm
yeah.
that they used in another movie of his. One of the Hugh Jackman films. I don't follow all his films, but I like him. But anyway, that was actually used in one of his movies. So it was so real. I mean, so lifelike, but also creepy on the other hand to have to ram this hand with a dart. So, but it's a lot of fun, man.
And Eric, maybe can you give a one pose from your profile, because people ask me writing comments, and I see how you look like that profile right side. You see?
Wow, this is a really.
And we see on the picture both of you. Yeah, you look. Yeah, and we see on your back also from the movie. You have a poster, I think, also behind you.
This was a fun movie, a great cast, a lot of talent. Jason Momoa, John Goodman,
yeah,
a whole list of good people there.
And the movie was shot in Venice, huh? California.
The whole thing was shot in Venice. Actually, we shot a little bit of it in Hollywood, like Hollywood Boulevard in that area.
Wow.
Maybe a week, but the rest of it was filmed in Venice.
And after that, you are flying again. You go somewhere.
Now see, like I said, my whole journey, you know, all the rejection, all the close calls, the ups and downs. I mean, this was amazing to just have I just wanted to work with him on one movie, and I mean, it's turned out to be far, just the most amazing thing ever for me. I mean, that's
interesting story. You know, I mean, incredible, and you know, I mean, because you dreamed of it.
I can listen to this
online.
Online.
It was
I can listen to this online. It's really cool. How you became to be real double of Bruce Willis. You know,
that picture was actually I'm in first class, which was sweet.
First class sleep.
To be able to fly over to Rome and work with Bruce on a commercial, Vodafone.
Yeah, I was just coming to that subject actually, because of I see also in the comments that you did a great commercials, Vodafone, which is really big brand, Vodafone, and also you did Hell Energy Drink commercials. This is incredible, big, I think, achievement. You know, big job.
We just finished up. Back in March. We were working on a film called Cosmic Sin, and then I went up to. We shot that in Atlanta, and then I went to New York to work on the second Hell commercial. With Bruce.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so by the way, you said that now we are going subject to subject. You said that you were just shooting the Cosmic Scene with Frank, with Kostas Mendelor, with Johnny Messner. I think it's an incredible cast. It's coming soon.
Oh yeah.
I saw a little bit the teasers. It was really cool because, you know, we are good friends with Johnny, Kostas, and they mentioned great things about the movie. But you said that after the shooting, you went to New York City.
Yeah, I went up to New York and we shot.
But how come now? Because of the corona? Because we heard that New York City, Manhattan, everything is shut down. Like
we did this. Thankfully, we did it before all the virus and everything.
Oh,
it was just on time, I think.
Yeah.
Finished. And
because if it had been there, we wouldn't have done it. So
because after that, Eric. So I mean, after that, I think it became very, you know, everything goes alarm. I mean, and then everything is shut down. We are in quarantine now. Still, we are 2.5 months at home. You know, just going to supermarket, social distance. you know, a lot of rules, you know, in Europe, 1.5 meter rules.
1.5 meter rules.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
So,
we got the same rules here. So I mean, it's
yeah.
but we were fortunate to be able to finish that movie, shoot the commercial. Everybody goes home, and then that's when the lockdown, the mandatory stay at home, only go out for essentials,
Okay.
that sort of thing. So we have the same thing here, where I'm located, and I mean it's a scary thing. You know, I mean, never in any of our lives have we, you know, been told we have to stay home, and you know, in fear of a virus, and
Yeah. Yeah.
and
It's all
so, you know, but we yeah, everybody, we do the best we can to get through it and stay safe and
Yeah.
stay healthy, and you know, try to keep busy.
And Eric, can you tell a little bit, because we talk about Cosmic Sin, it's a nice sci-fi thriller movie, it's coming up next year, and about The Breach, because we heard a lot about the new movie, Bruce Willis and you, again, Breach, because I think this movie is also going to be a big hit.
Yeah, Breach was another good movie.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see. I haven't seen the trailer for that yet, but a lot of good actors in that film as well. A lot of, you know, that was an interesting story. This small town of Fitzgerald, Georgia. I'd never heard of it. So it's all the way. It's about 3 hours. I want to say like southwest of Atlanta.
Okay.
So I flew into Atlanta. I flew into Atlanta in about an hour and a half from where I'm located.
Okay.
It was a 3-hour car ride from Atlanta down to Fitzgerald.
Wow.
But I'll tell you one thing, Beryl, those were some of the nicest, most kind people that I've ever worked with. You know, a small town out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But just really humble, really good, hardworking people.
Yeah.
That treated all of us with respect, and I mean, I'll never forget them, and the relationships that I was able to build with a few people while I was there.
Wow.
But it was a heck. I mean, we shot this film in a gymnasium.
Wow.
And they had all the sets built on the inside this gym. It was amazing, absolutely amazing. A lot of hard work went into it. But again, like I said, got to work with some really good actors. Tim Murphy, Cal Mulvey, a couple of Marvel films he's been in.
Yeah.
Rachel Nichols, you know, Cody Kersley. He's another young actor from
Really?
Canada.
Wow.
I'm gonna brag on him for a heck of an actor. So I've had a great time with all of them. So.
Wow.
Very cool.
Yeah, but you know, you did, I mean, what you wanted, you know, and now you became the part of Bruce's team, let's say. You know, this is really cool, I think.
You know, like I said, coming from how I started, where I came from, I'm humble. Even though I get, you know, I mean, flying first class, and you know, I got my
What
own,
a story! What a story!
Yeah. Got my own. I'm sitting in one of them now, but I actually have one with my name on it.
It's cute.
So just to come from where I came from.
Yeah, but Eric, you know, like, I mean, now you are very busy. You know, all the films are coming. You know, you started Die Hard 4. You know, like after that, all these films. You know, even though you work with very great directors, all these people, I think, in the future, because the team Bruce is really now doing very well. A lot of movies coming up. You are all the time busy. You know, even, you know, I see all the time your commercials. You are a Vodafone guy. You are from the energy drink. You know, it's going to be amazing.
It's amazing. I'm still humbled.
Yeah.
And I still feel, you know, I know I'm blessed.
Yeah.
Not everybody gets the opportunity that I've gotten, but persistence, hard work, and I mean, I did have, you know, people that
deserve it.
Yeah, you deserve it.
You deserve it, yeah.
And by the way, the new people came to the chat. This is Eric Boarkey. He is stand-in photo double of Bruce Willis. So he started, he's telling about all his story to us. He started with Die Hard and all the films with Bruce. Now he's here. He's tonight our guest for Corona Diaries. So this is Eric. Because Eric, they ask, is this real Bruce Willis? You know, I get a lot of comments there actually now. I don't know if you see them, because many people are curious. They are telling your voice is different. You know what we are telling, you know.
Kim just joined. Hi, Kim.
Oh,
Kim was my wardrobe on Breach.
Oh, okay.
An amazing. She's amazing talent. A wonderful, wonderful woman.
That's great.
Said hi. So
they're hi. So you see, all around the world, they are watching us. You know, we have a special group actually tonight. They are watching you in this, because I have groups, limited groups, Eric.
There's my son-in-law. I want to wave at him, Tim. He's working hard as a Baltimore City fireman, and you know, laying his life down for the people and putting his life on the line.
Wow!
I just shout out to him too. So.
Hello. And Eric, you have 2 children? You have 2 kids, 2 children?
Oh no, I have 3. I have 2 daughters, and my son's the youngest, and 5 grandkids.
Oof.
So.
Oh, you look great.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
So you are close to Bruce Willis also.
Oh, my wife joined. Hey, babe.
Hey, Jane.
Oh, your wife. Okay.
Yes.
Hello.
But it is really incredible, and yeah, I think they are all very happy with you. You know, I think Bruce likes you very much. I heard many stories. All the team, you are their favorite guy. So the films, you did a great performance. Also, what I see from Die Hard, Death Wish, all the films, and now again the new films. What we said, Cosmic Scene and The Bridge. I think they are very interesting.
Yeah, you're gonna like those films when they come out. It's like they're both sci-fi films, and I mean it was the Breach film was absolutely amazing.
Nice.
Again, how they built the sets. I mean, you really felt like you were in a real spaceship.
Okay.
Wow.
And just amazing the materials that they gathered
Kind
up.
of second Armageddon.
Yeah.
And
I think another Armageddon, you know, like what Peter says, another Armageddon movie. Let's see, wait and see. We shouldn't talk too much because it's coming soon. They said that, oh, make a surprise about the movie, make people curious.
I'm not going to say anything about it, but stay tuned. I'll just
exactly. Stay tuned, as we always say. But Cosmic Scene, we saw the teaser. I think you saw it also. It looks also really good with all these cast, you know, again, Costas, Johnny, Frank, you know, I think you, Bruce, I mean,
all good dudes, all guys. Yeah, just a lot of good talent.
Yeah,
good talent.
And Eric, another thing, before we finish it, but we have of course a lot of things coming up all the time. We check also messengers here, also by the way, other chat groups. So we have another question about your about your life, about rock, the music. You are a drummer. You like rock?
Yeah, I'm a self-taught drummer. I don't read music. I just play by ear.
Wow.
I taught myself pretty much about 14 years old how to play music. I grew up with R&B and funk, but then got into rock and roll and you know, kind of once I learned what each piece of the drum sounded like, then I was able to put things together. And so I'm an old '80s rocker. When I used to have hair.
So before.
And also another question: have you ever been to from the fans? I get questions all the time, but I choose some of them. Have you ever been to the restaurants, Planet Hollywood?
It's funny because I did a few lookalike gigs when I first started out with this whole Bruce journey. And one of my jobs I had was the one of the Planet Hollywoods in town here. It's no longer here anymore, but that was a cool gig to be able to you know, go in and meet and greet and shake people's hands and take pictures. And
I was there also one of the openings. You know, I think with also Bruce, with Demi Moore was there. I think Sly and Schwarzenegger. I think that was in Costa Mesa in California. It was, I think, like 25 years ago. Can you imagine?
Wow.
I think Costa Mesa, the Planet Hollywood. You know, it was great that time. You know, Oof, you know, the time.
Yeah,
It was a great
I mean,
concept, but
Yeah.
just all the movie
All the
memorabilia
direction.
they had on display from
Yeah.
different films, different actors.
Yeah.
It was a cool restaurant.
yeah,
It didn't make it here where I'm at, but I'm sure there's still a few of them open. You know.
And I think we should also invite you here to Madame Tussauds. You know, I think it will be very interesting to see the Bruce Willis fans, and when they see you there, they will be, I think, shocked.
wow.
They will be very surprised. I mean, it will be amazing. You know, and do you plan any trips to Europe? I think not yet confirmed, huh? Because of the corona. I think a lot of things are now hold up or holding.
Yeah, I mean, you know, once everything settles down, I mean, we're gonna hopefully get back to work making a few films here. So
Yeah.
that's the plan. So we'll just have to be patient and wait for things to hopefully get back to some kind of normalcy
Yeah.
and you know, just wish everybody well and hope everybody stays safe and blessed and you
Yeah.
know we
But
can just get back to normalcy.
and we cannot wait to have you here to see you in Amsterdam with Hollywood Productions. It will be really cool to have you here as our guest, and I think we will be honored.
Yeah, of course.
I think it will be really good. We have a good team.
Do it.
I think you're gonna rock.
Hey, we'll see what happens. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah, no worries. So that will be really interesting. And in the Corona time, how you spend your days? By the way, I mean, do you cook? Are you cooking? Are you doing some exercise?
Well,
Healthy food?
my wife, I'm thankful. She's a good cook, and so she takes care of all the meals, and I do all the eating. So, but I try to stay in good shape. I'm actually a landscaper, so I'm always on the move. Fortunately, what I do is essential work, so you know I can keep busy,
Yeah,
and I feel fortunate and blessed
yeah,
to be able to to be able to continue to work
yeah,
because I know there's a lot of people out there that they can't work and they need assistance and my prayers and thoughts are with them.
yeah.
But again, I stay busy. I don't do the gym thing, but yeah, I stay busy working with my hands and constantly moving. So that keeps me in shape. So,
Okay. So, Eric, thank you very much for joining our chat for tonight. Yeah, it was great to have you. It was amazing to have you. I was already thrilled and very excited. Actually, really, I was very excited in the beginning of our chat. Actually, I said, "Oh, how can I talk to him?" Because, like, in front of me, I'm talking to Bruce Willis, big star of Hollywood, one of the big stars. It was amazing to have you also.
well, I appreciate it. And thank you guys so much for having me. And I got to give my boy, Johnny Messner, a big shout out and Costas.
Yeah,
Just our friend, our good friend.
they are very sweet. Yeah.
Good dude.
Yeah, and we can do one selfie together. We can do Corona selfies, at that like this. So we can make a one pose. I think that will be always good. Yeah. Thank you. So you're
this
great.
is like
Eric.
our picture now.
Yeah,
Right.
this is always now because of Corona. We cannot do more. This is the only possibility.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's really cool to be able to do what we're doing now. So
Yeah.
glad we got the technology and so forth.
Yeah, at least we are safe. We are waiting. We are hoping that everything will be good soon, and we will go back our works and our life. I mean, again, hopefully, as possible as before.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I tell you what, it puts everything in perspective because I mean, me too. We all, you take for granted to be able to go out and go to restaurants or go to parks or whatever it is you go to the gym or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
But it puts everything into perspective when, I mean, we've all gone through this situation and it's tough. So it makes you, you get to spend more time with your family, which to me is more important than a lot of the other things that we get caught up doing. So
yeah,
just thankful. I mean, it's tough to go through, but it also has been a blessing for a lot of people too, because it causes you to really kind of evaluate
Yeah.
where you are in life and what's important in life. So anyway, that's my take on it. So
Yeah.
Now we have time to think. You
Yeah.
know? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, Eric. Again, thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thank you.
joining us tonight, and it was a great chat. I mean, I'm so happy. I learned a lot of things
Yeah.
from you, how you started,
Thank
and
you for your story.
thank you very much for your story,
You
and
tell us. Yeah.
you became a good
Very-
example also for the followers and for the people who want to build their career or their dream, Hollywood dream. You know, the dream, it comes true with you.
Yeah, no matter
It
what it
came
is,
true.
whatever it is you want to do in life, whether it's, you know, to be the best scientist or teacher or whatever. I mean, you know, if it's something that you feel strongly about, you have
Yeah.
a strong desire to get there, you put everything you have into it.
Yeah.
And you'll have some ups and downs, but don't give up. I
Yeah.
never gave up. Again, there was times when I was
Never give up.
never
Never,
give up.
never.
No.
So I'm gonna give you what Rocky says: keep punching.
Keep punching. Yeah.
One of his quotes.
Yes, brother. Thank you, and hopefully we will see you again and keep in touch for the maybe in the new projects and maybe in Europe we will do a project together hopefully, and we will follow you on your Instagram and on the social media. We will be
Yeah,
your
man.
followers.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you
Bye,
very
everybody.
much, Eric. Good night. Bye bye.
Good night.
Bye bye. Bye bye. So, Eric was great. We learned again a lot of things. He made his dream, Hollywood dream. Everything came true for him. He did great job all in the films. He was the stand-in photo double of Bruce Willis, and he did all the great movies with him.
Yeah.
From Die Hard 4 to Death Wish to all the movies. You know, we talked already.
So the hard work pays off.
Yeah, the hard work pays off. I'm impressed tonight. Again, it was an interesting guest. And yeah, tomorrow, no guest, a little bit relaxing, resting. And on Tuesday, Karate Kid, #3, Sean Cannon.
Karate Kid. Wow.
Yeah, so Sean will be our guest, first ever. So it will be really amazing guest also. And we will talk about many things with him, from Karate Kid 3 Days to Bold and Beautiful to General Hospital to many more. And then Wednesday, we will have again 2 guests. Schedule is busy. We will have Ron Moss from many films, many TV shows, and in everywhere, all around the world, in Italy, in Belgium, in Holland, in America, in Turkey. They know him from Bold and Beautiful as Rich Forrester. So he will be my guest on Wednesday. First guest will be Ron Moss, and then after that we will go to Baywatch Days with
Pamela
David.
Anderson?
No, David
No,
has
okay.
no. David Chokochi. So Wednesday night we will have David Chokochi as our guest again. First ever appearance in a chat. So he will be my guest. You know him from Baywatch all the years. He has a lot of scenes with Pamela Anderson, Carmen Electra. So one of the main guys. So he will be my guest. And Thursday we will have Ian Buchanan from Twin Peaks. He will be my guest, and he was in Panic Room with Jodie Foster. So he will tell how he did the movie Panic Room with Jodie and Twin Peaks and many other things like Bold and Beautiful again. All right, so, and we will continue next week with big surprises. I don't tell now because I didn't confirm yet, but it will be a really huge, big name, and the week after will be my guest. And we will also do some directors. We will invite some directors to our cast and to do chat. So, and then we will do good stuff. So thanks for watching.
Full program, Laura.
So
Very good.
Thank you very much, Jeff, for watching us.
Yes, Jeff. Thank you that you were watching us, and if stay tuned. And if you like movies, you like acting, watch Hollywood production because you will learn a lot.
Yes, you can learn a lot. You can meet with many people from everywhere, every time, you know.